YouTube, activists, back with a brand new video. It's been a busy, productive summer for me. I hope the same is going for you watching this video, especially if you made some New Year's resolutions to knock out some goals this year. I hope you're doing that, and I hope it's productive for you. But nevertheless, let's get to the point of this video. So, if there's one thing I could go back and tell my younger self, it would be to not waste my time hanging around certain people just for the sake of not being like alone or lonely. And I've always been someone who can enjoy my own company, but like there was also a part of me that never wanted to be that guy who like people look at and see him by himself and they're like, oh, he must not have any friends, he must be a weirdo. And that would cause me to allow myself to hang around people who I knew weren't good for me, or who I knew were like incongruent with the kind of life that I was living, or the kind of life that I wanted to live, or just my lifestyle in general. And yeah, it got me in some pretty bad situations, in some pretty negative situations. And like, yeah, that's why I say, looking back, I would tell my younger self, don't waste your time hanging around people who aren't good for you for the sake of not being alone. Because being alone in the sense of like me being by myself in this park filming this video is a completely different kind of being alone, versus compared to like being around some people who don't really give a shit about you, who you aren't really for, people who aren't really your tribe. That's a whole different kind of loneliness right there. And I'd say that's the worst kind of loneliness right there. Because if these people aren't really your tribe, they don't know you. They don't really know you. Yeah, they know you in the sense of like they know who you are. They may know like your interests and whatnot. But they don't know that deeper layer of you that like your best friend might know. Like your boy might know. Or like your significant other might know. Or like your brother, like a sibling might know. They don't know that deeper part of you that you know yourself. And what? These could easily be people who party every weekend. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to party or a bad thing to have a good time. But if this is literally all these people do, like they spend most of their time intoxicated. They're drunk as fuck. They're high as fuck majority of the time. Especially every weekend. And like, y'all aren't really progressing in life. You're not working towards anything that like is meaningful. It's just y'all get fucked up together every weekend and spend majority of that time inebriated. Y'all are literally just friends with a substance that you're doing. I'm saying, y'all are friends with the substance y'all do together. Y'all are friends with the alcohol y'all drink together. Y'all are friends with the girls y'all be going to fuck together. That's what y'all are friends with. Y'all are friends with the activities that y'all engage in together. Y'all aren't true friends on like a level of like where you can call on him or you can call on her if you know one or the other's in trouble. You can call on each other if you know one of the other's in trouble, and count on the fact that you will be there, that the other person will fucking be there. Because say for example, you and your friend are both night owls. You got a flat tire. You live in the same town. You got a flat tire in the middle of a Walmart parking lot or some shit. 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't have a jack. Unbeknownst to you, you bought a car from a lot. They didn't have a jack in there. You got the little wrench and the spare, but you don't have a jack to jack the vehicle up. Could you call your friend and count on them to come there? You know they're a night owl. You know they're up. You know they're not asleep. You know they don't have to. You know they're wide awake. They're not asleep. They could be playing video games. They could be watching Netflix or something. Can you count on them to show up? That's a little thing, by the way. That's not something big. You're in the middle of a fucking Walmart parking lot at 3 o'clock in the morning. Cameras are fucking everywhere. You're statistically not in that much danger. They'll statistically not be in that much danger if they come there with a jack and just simply help you get the car off the ground. That's all you need. But could you count on them to do that? Because a little shit like that will tell you everything. Could you count on them to simply help you move a desk? Like if you live on the upper floor of an apartment complex and You need to get a desk up the stairs, but you can't do it by yourself. Can you count on them to come and help you do that? Because it's a little shit like that. Even better. Y'all go out to eat. You're short on money. Can you count on them to say, I got you? Don't worry about it. I got you. We don't count favors over here. I got you. Can you count on that? Because it's little shit like that that tells you everything you need to know about somebody. I'm telling you, pay attention to the little shit. Because it tells you everything you need to know about somebody. And if you are around some people who will literally be like, yeah, I just can't, whenever you call and you simply need a jack to get your car. Alright, so camera started to get a little hot, so I had to move. But back to the point. It's the little shit like that that will tell you everything you need to know about somebody. You can go out and party with these people. You can do all this fun shit with these people that'll have you thinking they're your friends. But it's the little shit that you gotta pay attention to. When you say something and they talk over you. When they make those little subtle jokes that, like, it seems like an insult, but, like, they play it off as a joke. And I don't mean it's like joning on you, like they're joking on you. I'm talking like they're genuinely trying to fucking roast you. Like, you get that vibe from it. Because tonality tells you a lot. Tonality, when it comes to that, tonality and what they're joking about on at your expense tells you a lot. And like, if it's like some little shit like they're joking about the shoes you're wearing, like little shit like that, whatever. But like, if they're joking about something at your expense that they know is a sensitive subject, or they like know is a bit of a low blow, and it kind of makes you feel some kind of way, pay attention to that shit. Because yeah, you might get drunk with these people, you might party with these people, you might go hook up with girls and get pussy with these people, but can you count on them to show up for you when it counts? Because if you can't, I'm telling you right now, what you're doing, you're wasting years of your life around people who don't give a fuck about you. That's what's happening. You're wasting years of your life around people who don't give a flying fuck about you. And then what? Years will pass, the friendships, with quotations, the friendships will fade, and you'll be full of resentment. Because you'll start to notice a lot of this over time anyway. Everything I'm telling you right now, if it's like starting to piss you off, kinda, like, if it's pissing you off, then over time, more resentments will build up. I'm telling you, over time, more resentments will build up, because those little subtle signs of disrespect and even contempt will start to culminate. It'll start to pop up in your head, because you'll be thinking about these friendships, and especially if like they just fizzled out, or especially if you fall out with these people, these things are gonna come back. Especially if you fall out with these people, these things are gonna slowly start to come back. They'll slowly come back, and you'll be full of resentment, and you'll be like, damn, I wasted all those years hanging around people who not only really didn't give a fuck about me, but they weren't really my tribe to begin with. Like, I wasted all those years hanging around those people when I could have went and been around like a true tribe, like my true tribe, the people who like share my values and like interests and goals, and they aren't just like placeholders, so I'm not feeling alone. That's gonna creep up on you, and that is objectively worse than walking away from some fake ass friendships. It's objectively worse. Because look, one more thing before I end this video off that I want to say. Another way you'll know that you're wasting some time hanging around people who aren't for you is the shit they get you into. Pay attention to the situations they put you into, because if they're putting you in situations where your life could be in danger, you're free, you could risk your life, you could risk your fucking freedom, you could even risk your fucking health. They don't love you. They don't give a fuck about you. You gotta understand that. If someone is putting you in a situation where they are knowingly risking your freedom, your life, or your health, they don't give a fuck about you. Understand that. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and you got some value out of it. Subscribe and make sure you hit the bell so you make sure you never miss a video. it's a busy and productive summer for me. I've dialed back the uploads as a result, so I'm posting about like once a week. Sometimes like I just don't have the time to film or post a video like that because I've got so much shit going on outside of YouTube. I hope you got some value out of this video. Seriously, if you are a young man, 18, especially if you're like 18, turning 18, you just graduated high school, take heed to that advice. I'm not saying don't live life, don't get out here and have fun. Absolutely, live your life and have fun, but don't waste years of your life hanging around people who are not good for you. You'll regret it. I'll see y'all in the next video.